CBS This Morning has partnered with the professional networking site LinkedIn for our continuing series called Work in Progress. It explores the future of jobs and the issues facing the American workforce. This morning we look at how employers are handling the booming job market. Hiring is up more than 17% nationwide compared to July 2016. According to LinkedIn workforce report for August, but in some parts of the country, managers face challenges ranging from an employee skills gap to the growing problem of prescription drug abuse. LinkedIn's editor-in-chief, Dan Roth, is with us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us what these reports tell us about the capacity to go higher.
Well, you're seeing a lot of industries who are seeing double-digit growth in hiring, and they're especially in the kind of drill and build areas. Manufacturing, oil and gas is seeing double-digit growth. Aerospace, manufacturing, places where you actually need people to go and build things that other people are going to buy. These are areas that hadn't been growing in the past. This year, since January, we've seen a lot of growth across the country in almost every industry, but especially in these areas.
So how do they use LinkedIn to recruit people?
One of the, we're looking at here is what workers are telling us about where they live, where they're working, what kind of jobs and skills that they currently have. So it's not about recruiters necessarily. It's about people saying they're updating their jobs to say, I'm now working at this manufacturing company, I'm working at oil and gas. And then we can also see the skills gap. In certain cities, which jobs are getting picked up the fastest, what are people getting hired for, and what aren't they getting hired for? And we're seeing different skills gaps across the country.
And what are some of those skills gaps?
Well, especially in cities, there are certain cities where hiring is just booming. You look at Seattle, Portland, Oregon, Denver. There are places where a lot of tech, absolutely, and also manufacturing and some of the oil and gas in Houston especially. But what's happening is that as these jobs, as professionals come in across the country to fill these jobs, there are other jobs that aren't getting filled. Things like education, retail, healthcare especially, places when workers come in and they need support. They send their kids to school, they need healthcare services, but people who would normally fill those jobs are getting priced out of the market.
Dan, you also looked at the cities and the places in this country that have been hard hit by the opioid crisis and how it's affecting job hiring. What did you find? Yeah,
so you look at, there's a skills gap across the country. Employers can't hire, but they also can't hire because they can't find people who can pass drug tests. This is amazing. We keep hearing employers telling us one of the top problems they're facing is that people are failing drug tests, or they come in and then they fail drug tests, or they start working and then they discover that people are addicted to drugs, and they're addicted to drugs that they're getting from their doctors. They can't just, it's not like you just show up drunk at work one day and you're fired. These are people who have a prescription and they're saying, it's okay that I'm on these drugs, but they can't actually do the jobs. And it's getting to the point where we talked to a manufacturer in Ohio who said that he now no longer makes people take drug tests. He just asked them to tell him what they're on. He says, tell me, are you taking crack? Are you on heroin? I will manage around that. It's not incredible. Isn't that incredible?
It is incredible,
yeah. It's not worth it to him to pay to have them take drug tests that they're going to fail or that they're going to pass and then fail later.
So they're just accommodating this addiction, essentially.
Absolutely. They are either accommodating it, trying to figure out how to accommodate it. They're hiring people who have gone through addiction centers and are now better. They're hiring immigrants. They are hiring people from further and further away.
What do medical professionals think about this?
What professionals?
Medical professionals.
Well, I think the medical professionals are struggling with the opioid epidemic and wondering how to treat pain while also not giving people so many drugs that they can't actually function in the U.S. This is a massive problem. What we're now seeing is that it's actually affecting employers, too, and it's affecting competitiveness of American companies.
Because if they don't allow for this addiction, they're saying that there would be a dearth of people that they could hire?
Yeah, they can't fill these jobs. They cannot get people in the door. We heard from people who are not on drugs who are saying, oh, it's a boom time for me. I'm getting jobs as a driver. I'm getting jobs as a manufacturer. I'm being wooed all over the place because I can pass a drug test. That's now a competitive asset to have.
And there are no questions here in this recruitment about skills, having the necessary skills for these jobs.
You got to have the skills. You also have to be able to pass a drug test. So it's this double whammy that employers are facing. The economy is doing well. People can get jobs that they want to get. They're moving to go fill the jobs. They realize there are skills gaps across the country, and people are starting to now either build the skills they need or move where they can fill them. But employers are saying it's costing them more. They can't find the right people, and they can't find people who can pass these drug tests.
Thank you.
Fascinating.
Thank you.
Dan Roth, thank you very much.
Jobs numbers tomorrow, too.
Exactly.